Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Getting to Know TalentLMS webinar. In today's session, we'll see everything you need to get started with TalentLMS. But before we go through today's agenda together, let's start with the proper introductions. I'm Anastasia. I'm a senior customer onboarding specialist in TalentLMS, and I'll be hosting today's session with my dear colleague, Danny.
Hello, everyone. I'm Danny. I'm a Customer Success Manager here at TalentLMS. Thanks very much for joining us today. We've got a lot to get through, so stay tuned.
Before we move on here, just a reminder, this webinar is recorded and will be sent to you all by email once it's over. So feel free to share it with anybody who wants to get started with TalentLMS and deliver successful training. A live Q&A will be taking place during the session, so this webinar is your chance to ask any questions about the TalentLMS portal. We have a team that will be answering all your questions in the background. Irini and Yanis are joining us today, and some of your questions will also be answered by us live. So feel free to use the Q&A button and ask us your questions. You can find it at your meeting controls on your screen. Now, let's see what we're going to cover today. So we're going to start with how you can create AI-powered courses and share them with your users. Then we're going to move on to see how you can configure and organize your TalentLMS account. And last but not least, we're going to see how you can measure your learners' progress with the TalentLMS reporting system. Of course, the live Q&A will also take place where we are going to answer your questions. Now, before we jump into the TalentLMS system and give you all the insights, let me give you some information about what TalentLMS is. TalentLMS is an award-winning cloud learning management system. Our customers use it to train their own staff, customers, and partners, and all that can be achieved in one same portal. It's very intuitive, easy to learn, and fully customized. Currently, more than 70,000 teams find success training their users with TalentLMS. Now, let me bring a different screen here. I hope you can all see my new screen. This is our homepage, and this is where everybody gets started. So this is what your users are going to see as soon as they type their URL, and the entry point, the login page or the homepage, where you can call it as you want. And what is interesting here is that you can fully customize your homepage with your own content and make it attractive, sharing interesting information with your learners before they log into the system. So as soon as you create an account for your learners, they can click on the login button at the top right of the screen. And here they can put their credentials in order to log into the TalentLMS system. So today I'm going to log in as my favorite learner, Stacy. And now we're seeing what a learner would see as soon as they log in the system. So the first thing is going to be some widgets about the recent course activity, the overview of their training progress, some calendar events happening today or upcoming events, and a chart with their progress. They can click here at the My Courses button in order to see all the courses that you have assigned to them. And they can also use the category view in order to have them more organized. They can sort them by date or name. And if they want to take more courses from the courses the administrators have made available in the course catalog, they can click on this button. And here they will find all the available courses. The categories will be created by the administrators and will help the learners to find what courses they are interested in. So they can click on a category and then click on the course in order to see some content and some description of the course. And if they're interested, they can click here to get this course and start completing it. Another thing that the learners can have access to is the gamification. Of course, if the administrators have enabled this feature. So here they would see all their points, levels, badges, completed courses and certificates, and they can also have access to this leaderboard, the public scoreboard, and see where they rank, which is Stacy here, and also have a look at how they can collect more points or how they can level up, get more badges, and complete more courses. So they can also hover over their name and click on my progress button, and here they will have access at the report about their course progress. So again, some widgets with some statistics here, a tab with the courses they are enrolled to and their progress status, their learning activities they're enrolled to. If the badges are enabled, they can check all the badges they have earned and the new ones that they need to reach the milestone, the certificates they have been awarded with, and they can download and share them in LinkedIn. And the timeline would be the activity log of this user. They can click on the export in Excel to get this progress report in an Excel file. And that was a very quick overview of the learner's journey TalentLMS. Now, of course, if you want to learn more about the learner's journey, you can check in our chat right now to find the link to our past webinar, to our relevant past webinar. And with that said, I will pass the mic to Danny, who will show us how we can create courses in TalentLMS effortlessly with the help of the AI.
Thank you, Anastasia. So I'll just prepare my screen.
Sorry, Danny, for the delay that was on me. I didn't stop the sharing. So
No worries at all.
The floor
No
is
worries.
yours.
Thank you, Anastasia. So let's have a look at how we can set up courses, how we can create courses inside TalentLMS. Administrators and instructors can create the courses in the system. As you can see, I'm currently logged in as an admin in the system. And to add a course, I can either click on the quick actions link here to add a course, or I can go over here to courses and I can click on add course. So let's go and create a new course. Clicking this button here will lead us to the main course landing page. This is what our learners will see when they first access the course. So let's start by giving our course a name. So getting to know Talent LMS, for example. You can also add in here a description, and what you also have available is an AI tool here. So based on the title of the course, you can use this tool to auto-generate a description and also add a thumbnail as well. The choice is yours. You can add one yourself or you can use the AI. So let's use the AI today. And there you have it. We have a description being added and we have an image being created as well. While that's happening in the background, and before we add some content to our course, let's do some essential setup first. So going over here to the course options and going to the limits section. Now, by default in TalentLMS, our courses do not have expiry dates. So if you are working with time-sensitive courses, from this limits tab here under time, you can add in a time limit in days, or you can set up a specific time frame for your users to be able to complete the course in. Now, moving on, if your courses require some kind of a certificate, you can move to the completion tab over here. And scrolling down to the bottom, here is where we can add a certificate to our course. This will be awarded to our users when they complete the course. And we can select our certificate from the drop-down box over here. TalentLMS allows you to upload and customize your own certificates, and Anastasia will talk to us a bit more about that later on. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and add in a certificate. So once that's added, we can also set a duration for our certificate. We have some preset periods here. So as you can see, you can also pick a custom duration or even a specific expiration date. Let's go with 1 year for this example. And by adding a duration to our certificate, you also have access here to a nice little automation that will reassign the course to the user when the certificate expires, or perhaps a little bit before, 30 days or a week, for example. So this is how you can work with the certificates in a course. Now, one more thing before we move into the content. If we go over to the info tab over here and look at the code section, by default in TalentLMS, our courses are displayed in alphabetical order. If you'd like to change that, you can add in a course code, which is alphanumeric, Okay, and what that will do is the system will then prioritize the code over the name. So if you want to display your courses in a certain order, you can go ahead and add in your course code over there as well. Always remember when you're updating to save your changes as well. Okay, I'm going to leave this course for now. To save us a bit of time, I'm going to show you a course that I've been working on, so we can have a look at how we can set it up together. So this is the course that I've been working on so far. And if I click on Edit Course, we can start editing. Now, a good practice is if you are editing courses, to go to the course options again and go to your Info tab and deactivate the course. This will ensure that no one is accessing the course while you're making any changes. Okay, so let's save the changes there. My course is now inactive while I'm editing. So let's go and add some content. From the Add button, we can begin adding some standard content. This includes content pages, videos, presentations, and iframe units, which are essentially embedded units from external sites within your courses. This is an example here of a content page. Here we can see an example of a presentation that's been uploaded. Here we have a video that I've uploaded. And here we have an embedded iframe unit as well. Now, within TalentLMS, you can also create TalentCraft units using the TalentCraft feature. We're very proud of TalentCraft here at TalentLMS. It's a brand new feature that allows you to create engaging, rich content with a click of a button, and it also has AI capabilities as well to make your life a lot easier. So let's go ahead and add a TalentCraft unit together, and we can see how we can work with the various options. So right away, we have four options. I can begin from scratch. This allows me to start with a blank slate and add in the content, build the content that I want. I can also import from documents. So if you are working with PowerPoint, Word, or PDFs, for example, you can import them into TalentLMS, and the AI will take care of the rest, and it will translate or convert this into a unit for you. You can also use AI, a prompt to generate the material for you, to generate the content for you, or you can use one of our ready-made templates as well. To best show you the capabilities of TalentCraft today, I'm going to show you the Generate with AI feature over here. So if I click here, here is where we can enter up our prompt. So I'm going to keep with the course theme, so the flipped classroom in ELT, and we're going to start creating. And as soon as I hit start creating over there, we can see that the course is building out the content. Okay, it's using a mixture of different content. So I'm going to allow that to do its thing in the background. And while it does that, I'm going to show you another unit that I generated with AI a bit earlier so we can see the end result. So as you can see, we have a mixture of visual content. We've got the imagery, we've got some text combined with quotes. We've got some interactive material here in the flashcards. So you've got text on the back and the images presenting the different ideas. You've got some text there combined with mini quizzes to check your learners' understanding as they move through. And again, adding a little bit of extra engagement to your course. And as you can see, it's combined some further text, visual help there as well, some more quizzes. You've got some mini slideshows at the bottom there, short bursts of information for your users to move through, and a combination of different images there as well. Now, as you've probably noticed, at the bottom of the screen, you have the toolbar available to you. This is where you can add in your content, and if you're building from scratch, you'll have access to this toolbar as well. So by clicking on the toolbar, this allows you to add in the different content types that you want. So here you can access your images. If you want to embed a video, use a video or a document, for example. Here is where I can create a quiz question or add in some flashcards. And of course, you can also change the view as well. So for example, for flashcards, if you prefer them to be displayed this way, you can always change to the stack view, for example. Here is where you can get some of these mini slideshows processes, and you can also upload your own images and annotate them as well. And of course, we also have an AI button here as well. So you can use AI prompts to write you a text, create some images. You can use it to create questions for you if you like as well, to help you to build out your content. And it doesn't end there. What you also have, if we go to some existing text within the unit itself, any text that you've generated or maybe you've written yourself, in the formatting tools here, you also have some AI capabilities to help you improve the writing, to make it longer or shorter. Maybe you want to generate a question from this part of the text, or even translate into a different language from one of our supported languages in the list over here. Or perhaps you want a different tone. So let's go with a more friendly tone for our conclusion to our unit. Over there. So what we see then is the ability here to add in the content as you wish. You can use the AI at any time to edit or add in further content. Now, if you are interested in learning more about TalentCraft and how to build out your content, I'd very much recommend our previous webinars, the Instructor Toolkit Masterclass. It's a two-part webinar. My good colleagues in the background, Irini and Yanis, will share some links to those webinars very shortly. So moving on, as we know, when we create content, it's not just about sharing knowledge, it's also about evaluating our users as well. And that's exactly where the learning activities come into play in TalentLMS. So the learning activities allow us to create tests, assignments, for example, to evaluate our users. So I'm going to show you how we can add a test today. Let's try again. As we're using a test environment today, this can often happen. So I'm just going to come out of the course very quickly. And let's see if I can refresh the page.
Danny, would you like maybe to share my screen just to help you out there? It
Yeah, of
seems
course,
that your
Anastasia.
connection
Yeah,
is a little bit tricky. So let
the,
me.
absolutely. The good news is it's affecting me and not
And
you.
not,
So that's
yes,
good.
if you stop sharing, I will share my screen and I will
Absolutely.
go into the course. So it was the getting to know, right?
Actually, Anastasia, I think I have access again, so I'll try again. The
Okay.
course is flipped learning. If I have any issues, we'll try again.
Okay.
So
So back to you.
thank you very much. So hopefully you can see my screen again. Let's
Not
go
yet.
ahead and share. Let's share this. There we go. Okay, so we're back. Now let's go into the test. Let's go and create a test together. When we add a test unit to TalentLMS, we can of course give it a name straight away. And then we have the option to add our different question types. Okay, so as you can see, we have a number of different options. Let's go with multiple choice. So with multiple choice, you can of course add in your question. So do you like talent craft? Hopefully today the answer is yes. So you can add in your answers and which one is going to be correct and any feedback as well. So let's add that very quickly into there. And what you can also do, you can also add in existing questions. So if you have questions from other courses, other units you've created, the great thing about TalentLMS is you can always recycle these questions rather than create them from scratch again. So as you can see, you can just add the questions that you like from this list, and they're going to be added in here as well. What I'd like to show you now is the AI generation when it comes to questions. If you're on Grow, Plan, and Hire, you'll be able to add questions using AI. And you can do this in two ways. You can either add in a prompt, as we did earlier with the creation of the unit, and you can specify how many questions. So let's do 2 more AI-generated questions about the flipped classroom, for example. And then we have 2 more questions available. Now, what we can also do is we can generate questions from the content. This means from the units that you have already created inside your course. So you remember the content pages, the presentation pages that I showed you earlier. It's possible to generate some questions from these. And it's also possible from the TalentCraft unit as well. So from the TalentCraft unit we created together, let's create 3 more questions. And you can also select the language if you like as well. So let's generate 3 more. And with that, you can build out your quizzes, your tests in the way that you want to. And this AI tool is very helpful, as you can see, in making sure that you can really focus on the questions that you want to have in your test based on your previous units. Now, keep in mind, whenever you create a test unit, you also have the test options available here. From the test options, you can configure things like the duration of the test, the passing score, randomization of questions, for example, how are your users going to complete the test, for example, and perhaps any feedback you want to give your users if they pass or if they do not pass the test as well. Now, if you'd like to learn a bit more about how to create these tests, again, I'd recommend watching one of our previous webinars. We have a webinar on seamless learner evaluation, which again, my good colleagues will share in the chat. And with that, I think we're very close to making the course ready. So I'm going to hit publish there. Publishing the course will make it active again. This will also allow us to preview the course as our learners will see it. So you can get a sneak peek of what your learners will see from their perspective by clicking the I button over here. And just unclicking it will take you back to the instructor editing view. Now, once that's set up, we just need some users for our course, I think. So we can head over to the users button over here. And from here, we can click on Enroll to Course, and you can add your learners if you want to add instructors as well. You can add them either one by clicking here, or if you click over here, you can enroll users in bulk, in mass, to the course, making things a bit easier for you as well. And that's pretty much it. Once you've done the course, once you've added your users, if you're happy with the course and you want to use it as a template, you can always go ahead and clone the course. And if you're on a pro plan and higher, you can also clone and translate with AI these courses. So if you're offering courses in other languages, this is a great tool to help you get started with that. And with that, Anastasia, I'm going to hand the mic back to you to talk to us, I think, about the structuring of our portal.
Yes, 100%. So let me share once more my screen. Right, so I hope you can all see my screen. I'm now logged in as an administrator, as you can see, because now we will talk about the admins and the essential setup they need to do in order to have a functional TalentLMS portal. So the admins are responsible for every aspect of the site. And in order to start with the setup, where we need to click is on the account and settings, because this is where all the magic will happen. So we have, as you can see, several tabs to explore from account and settings. And today we're going to focus, because of the time, we're going to focus on only on the most important things. But of course, if you have any follow-up questions about the settings, feel free to send us an email to onboarding@talentlms.com. So let me start with the first tab, the portal tab, and this is where we can see some basic information about the name of our site and the site description that will come up in any search engine results, the name of our domain, and if we scroll further down, we will find the branding section, and this is where we can upload our logo, the company's logo that we would like to see appearing here. And the favicon, that would be the little icon that helps us see the different browser tabs. Then we can set up a theme for the portal, meaning having different colors set up for the throughout the platform. So if you click it, you will have some default themes that you can choose from, but you can, of course, click here the Add Theme button to create your own. Give it a name, select the font family that we would like to appear. And here you have different sections that you can customize with different colors. Just paste your color codes if you're using some, or just click here to select from our color palette what colors you would like to have throughout your portal. The button styles that you would like to see, and click Save. Then you will find your custom theme here. So to apply it, just click on it and click on the Apply button. In the branding section, we have also the default course image. And so here you see our TalentLMS smile. And this is what will come up every time you click on the Add Course button. And you can, of course, upload your own default course image with your own logo. if you'd like to change the TalentLMS smile. Now, as Danny showed us before, we can further customize it inside the different courses, but this is just something to start with. So let's scroll up once again and move to the next tab about the users. Oh, sorry, let me go one step back because I missed our custom homepage. We saw it at the beginning and I didn't show you how you can set it up. So it's from here. This is what we saw at the beginning, the entry point that I talked to you about. And here at the bottom, you have all the different buttons and you can create as many as 10 different sections that can be banners and text and or text and media, or some courses, featured courses from your course gallery, and key points that you would like to share with your users, so you can customize and have the result that you wish. If you want to check on the results at any point, you have this preview button that you can click and check how the users would see it before they log in. And when you're ready, you can click on the publish button, as I have done here, in order to make it available for your learners before they log in. So now it's the time to go to the users tab. And this is a very important setup because in the first section, this is where we decide about the sign-up method of the portal. This means how the users are going to be created into the system. So we have the direct option, and if you select this option, then the users will be able to create their own accounts with the sign-up button that will appear on the homepage. And from the user verification drop-down list, you can select how their accounts will be verified. And as you can see, you have a lot of options to choose from. If you select the manually from admin, this means that the admins will be the responsible ones for the user creation, and the sign up button will not be available anymore on the homepage. So further down on this tab, we will also find the custom user fields. So these are any extra fields that we would like to have in the user profiles with extra information that I would like to see in our user account. So to create those fields, just click on Add Field, type the name that you would like to appear in the user profiles, how the information is going to be filled in, and then select mandatory if you would like the users to provide this information for you as soon as they log in, and make it visible on reports to also see the user fields and that data in your reports. You can create up to 100 different user fields, and you will see them in this list as we can see them right here. So we talked about how our users are going to be created and the information, but let's talk also about the user types, and that means the permissions that they're going to have in the system and what they will be able to do in the system. So as an administrator, you have the power to customize those permissions, so meaning the features that the user types will have access to. We have in TalentLMS 4 default user types: the super admin, the admin type, the trainer type, and the learner type. And as an admin, you can customize all the default user types apart from the super admin. So you can click here to edit the already existing user types, but you can also add in a different custom user type. So select the permissions that you would like for this user type to have, and save it. It will appear in this list as we have created an extra assistant instructor and regional manager, and then you can apply it to your users. And speaking about customization, I will move to the courses tab because here we can customize our certificates. This is what Danny mentioned before. We need to scroll all the way down in order to find the certificates section. So click on the certificates, and you will, of course, have some default certificates to apply to your courses, but you can click the Add Certificate to customize your own. So type the name of your certificate. You can select from our templates, drag and drop your own background if you would like to have your company's logo appearing in the certification. And here in the certificate body, you have an HTML code. And if you look closely, you will find the text that will be appearing in your certificate and some text in squiggly brackets. This would be the smart tags that will populate, and you can click them from here to populate the relevant information that will appear in the certification. Click Save, and you can have as many certificates as you want which you will later find in the drop-down list that Danny showed us before to apply it to your courses. And one last feature that we see from account and settings will be the gamification feature. So we've seen the gamification at the beginning. So this is where you can enable it. The gamification is a feature that can help you with promote course adoption and make training more fun. And by default is enabled in your system. And a good practice will be to set it up as at the beginning because it's not working retrospectively. So you have make sure if you want to enable it or not, and then choose from the different gamification settings and the leaderboard, enable the leaderboard that we sent at the beginning. Make sure to save, and you're good to go. Good to go. So that would be with our main setup. And let's talk a little bit about the case that we would like to create separate training environments for different training audiences. So what if you want to, have your internal employees, your customers, and your partners in different training environments, but all happening and being controlled under the same environment. I'm talking about the branches. This is the feature that help us to create independent subportals. Our branches can have their own administration and branding and their own set of rules, users, and courses. Depending on the subscription you are in, you have a different amount of branches that you can create. So click on the Add Branch to create your branches, and to save us some time here, well, I'm going to just edit in one of the branches that we have already created. So I will show you that here we will see the same setup that we saw from our main setup from account and settings, but that would be for our brand. So you can see the name of the branch and the branch's URL, the branding, as we saw before, the sign-up methods, and this is the option that we need to have enabled in order to restrict our members into the branch and do not allow them to access our main domain. So save, and then go up to add your courses, so the brand's course catalog and your users. And now let's move to another feature, our groups. This is the feature that can help us can help you save time, especially in course assignments. So with groups, you can bring together learners who need to be assigned to a common set of courses. You can create groups for assigning training to different departments, and it's really easy to create one. So I'm going to click on Add Group and just create a group for our new hires. So you can just type the name of the group and the description in the description box. So this is will only be visible for the admins of the portal. And make sure to click on this option and save. This will help us because now, even if the system takes us to add the users, we're going to add first the training. So add the courses like this. And then we're going to add our users. And because we clicked on the option to enroll, auto-enroll users in group courses, we will see that automatically the users will be assigned to the group courses. We will see from these numbers. The second number will be how many courses are added to the group, and the first number, how many group courses this user has. And just to allow the system to sync, I will just refresh, and we'll see that all the users will be synced with the group courses and assigned to them. There we go, 3 out of 3. And now that we have synced the users with the courses, let's talk a little bit about our communication with the users with the help of our notifications. So our notifications allow you to save time communicating with the users. You can send automated emails that will be triggered under certain events, for example, course assignment, course expiration, or user creation. And you can just click on the add notification and create as many notifications as you want. Now, to save us some time, I'm going to edit on the notification that is the most popular one. This is the welcome email that all the users will get as soon as they as soon as we register into the portal. So this is the name of the notification only available for the admins. This is the event, and we see when it's triggered. So when we register a user, recipient, and then the message body. This is what the email will show up in your users when it's triggered. So first line will be the subject of the email. And of course, they will see their credentials and a link to create their own passwords. You can also add smart text to populate and make your populate the relevant information and make your message a little bit more personal. And make sure to have your notification active and save it to be triggered and communicate automatically with the users. So we have seen the setup, we have talked about the branches and the groups and the communication we can have with the users. Now let's talk how we can add users to the platform. We can add manually the users one by one. And because our time is a little bit tight today, I will directly go to show you how you can massively upload all the users just with one go with the use of our sample Excel file. So this is what our sample Excel file will look like, and you get different tabs for the different actions that you can take with the input, but we're going to focus, of course, on the user creation. So here, these are the mandatory fields to create the user. You have the guidelines shown here. So type the username, first name, last name, mail, and email address. You can add users directly to the branch and to the groups, save it, and drag and drop it here in order to create your users en masse. Let's please have a look at our chat now, because you're going to find our recent webinar about how you can manage users like a pro. So just to get more insights on this section, and let me pass the mic now to Danny, because we need to see all about reporting. So there you go, Danny, the floor is yours.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Anastasia. So we are a bit pressed for time today, so I'm going to do a very quick reports roundup. Reports in TalentLMS are very important, so let's explore them together. From the admin page, you can click on reports over here. If I do a click here, this will take us to our overview page. And here we can see all of the associated metrics for our entire portal. Now, if you want to get a detailed report that you can export based on these metrics, you just need to click here on the training progress to download that report. Moving on from overview to the training matrix, the training matrix shows you the status of all of your users in all courses at all times within the LMS. So essentially what we have here is a snapshot of your user's progress at any time that you want to see it. At the top of the training matrix, we have all of our courses displayed. And on the left-hand side, we have our users. And as you can see, this is color-coded to indicate different things. So green indicates completed the course. Orange is in progress. Dark gray is that the user has not started. And light gray is not enrolled into the course. And what I like to do is from the view section here, I like to enable the course progress button. If I click this, you can also see exactly how far your users are along in courses. So for the orange in progress, 29%, 14%, for example. Now, if you'd like a training matrix for a specific branch or a group, you can also do it from the filter tab over here as well. So, for example, our Spanish branch, which doesn't have any data at the moment, but if you are using branches, you'll be able to see that in your LMS. Now, going back over to the reports section, as you can see, we have a number of predetermined reports within the system about users, courses, for example. Anastasia was talking about groups and branches earlier, so you can pull from the system dedicated or branch-specific reports or group-specific reports, for example. You also have the learning activities reports, which give you data on your tests, assignments, and surveys, for example. To show you an example, let's go into a course report, our course reports. And here you can see all of your courses with some beginning metrics. So for each course, you can see the assigned learners and completed learners. Let's go into this course. And here you can get again, a more detailed overview, the metrics. And of course, with all reports in TalentLMS, you can export this to Excel. And bonus here for these reports, that you find in TalentLMS, if you click the arrow here, you can schedule them as well for the time frame that you want. So if you want to send out this report weekly or monthly, let's say maybe even every 2 weeks, you can decide to be sent out on a specific day. This is how you can set this up. And you can also add in here your custom recipients. So add in simply the email addresses of the users that you'd like to receive the report. They don't even have to have an account in your LMS system. You just need to have the email address. So if you need to inform managers, stakeholders, you can add in their emails there. And once that's set up, that's a rolling report that's going to be sent out automatically. So you can keep the relevant parties informed at all times. Now, what we've seen so far is our preset reports with predetermined data in the system. What I'm going to show you now is our custom reports, which are available on Grow plans and Hire. What's really special about the custom reports, let's just refresh that page a second. What's really special about the custom reports is that they allow you to build your very own reports based on your own rules and based on the data that you want to see. So let's go and add a custom report. Let's call it a test, for example. This can be a custom report on specific users, so more to do with engagement on the platform, or it can be on learning progress, so users where they are in courses, for example. And once you've set that up, you can select some rules that we have set in the system from the drop-down box, belonging to group, completing courses, not started courses, for example, active users. And you can add up to 5 different rules to drive your data. So whatever you're looking for, you can create 5 rules. And then in the output section here, you can also determine the columns that will be displayed in your report. So you can remove these columns, you can add your own ones. Let's say in the custom report, you also want to know which group these users belong to. So we can add a groups column over there. Now, to save us some time, I'm going to show you a custom report we already have set up in the system. This is a report that shows users that have the Mastering Negotiation course and that are also active users in the system. Okay, here's the report rules that we set up. Active users that have this specific course, for example. And as you can see, if I go back over here, these are the users that are brought back. Okay, so the great thing about the custom reports, once you've set them up, they're going to live in your system indefinitely, and you can always go in and check based on the rules you've set up, the data that's being brought back. And the custom reports also have an additional feature here, which is quite special, which is the mass actions feature. So once you've brought back these users, you can also perform mass actions on these users. So you can send them all a message in bulk, for example. Hey guys, it's time to complete a course, for example. Maybe you want to add them to a branch or a group, or maybe you need to deactivate them, or maybe these users need to be enrolled into a completely new course entirely. So from the mass actions, you can also handle this as well. So not only do the custom reports allow you to drive the data that you want to see and the data that's important for your organization, it also allows you to do some essential cleanup and housekeeping of your portal as well. Very nice if you're an admin on the portal and you'd like to be able to whiz around and clean things up. So that's the custom reports. With that, Anastasia, I think we're just about on time again to jump into our Q&A. So I think it's about time we see what our customers have been asking us today.
Yes, 100%. So let me take the first questions, Danny. What do you say?
Absolutely, yes.
All right, so let me share my screen one more. Okay, great. First question comes from Lucia, and the question is if we can set custom notifications that are triggered when learners take specific actions in a course, in a specific course. So I think, well, if I'm understanding this correctly, Lucia, you would like to trigger notifications for specific courses. So I didn't get the chance to show this before. This can be, of course, set up because according to the different events that we have with the notifications I saw before, we have also filters. So, for example, if we're talking about assign the course assignment to trigger an event on course assignment, so we will see the filters here, and we can trigger this notification for only specific courses and not for all our courses. So select the courses that you would like, for example, to automate communication with the users from here, and save it. And that would be only, this notification will only be triggered for the specific courses we saw. For example, for the some extra information for the welcome emails, you have the filter for setting welcome emails for different branches if you're using branches. I hope that this helped, Lucia. So let me move with Natalie. And very interesting question. I think it's going to be a question for a lot of our users. Natalie asks if is it possible to create groups within branches? And this is a yes. So when we are creating the groups, we can, for example, here, we see that there is a branch assigned. So when we are creating the group, if we would like this group to apply to a specific branch, we need to just select the branch that we would like to this group to be appearing from here. Or we can just switch to the branch, where, for example, a branch admin and we have restricted access and cannot see the main domain, we can just jump into the branch and we will see the groups feature available there. So you can create the groups from inside the branch and make them branch specific. Let me jump back again to our main domain. And let me take 2 or 3 questions before I pass you the mic, Danny. Next one would be, it would be about the auto-enroll that I saw before in groups. So the question is from Vince: if I add a new course to a group that has the auto-enrolled enabled, as we've seen before, will the existing members of that group be enrolled automatically? So not exactly. We saw before that we first add the courses. Well, let me take this group as an example. So we first add the courses, we have the auto-enrolled enabled, and we first add the courses and then the users, and the users are automatically synced to the courses. Now, if we add a new course to this group and our users are already added to this group, then we need to take a different path. We need to click on the mass actions and enroll users in group courses so that automatically all the existing users will be added to the new group that we added to the to our group. So an extra action, but again, very automatic, so then it saves a lot of time. And let me see one more. Okay, Mike. Mike is wondering about if, so this is something that Danny saw before, if we can create a test that determines whether or not a course is marked as completed. So yes, we can create a test and we can go to the, let me just go to, let me find the getting to know. I'm going to use this one. So I hope it has a test. Yes, it does. So if I want, for example, I have added this test and I want this to make it how our users are going to complete the course with, then I need to go to the course options and the completion rules tab. Make sure that you are added as an instructor to this course in order to have access to all these options. So, and then here select that the test, selected test is passed in order to complete the course. So select your test and make sure to save your options. Daniel, I will pass the mic now to you because I know that you have some questions from our audience that you would like to answer. And then I have one more if you want, before we end our session.
Absolutely, let's go for it. So we have a question here from Matt. Matt is asking if we can create a library essentially of courses that are available for a fee. And can we make that list available to users and allow them to enroll and pay for the courses and enroll for them? Well, Matt, yes, that is possible in TalentLMS. You can actually add a price to your courses, set up a fee for the courses. Let me share my screen and show you there. So back into the platform over here. What you can do is, as you can see, you have a price there for the different courses. So if we go into this course I was working on earlier, and we go into the course info over there, it is possible to set your price there for the course, so you can add your fees. And what you can do is you can open up your course catalog to your users. Okay, you need to make sure when doing that, if you go to your account and settings to the user types, for example, the learner type, in the permissions, there is a specific permission there for the course catalog. Okay, so you need to have that open so that they'll be able to view the course catalog, look at the courses they're interested in, and they can then purchase them if they like. What we can do is we do have a very useful guide on how to work with with selling courses and things like that, and putting prices on courses. So my good colleagues will share with you in the chat some articles there on how you can begin working with that. I hope that helps to sort of show you the basics there of how that would work. We have another question in the chat as well. Our courses won't be able to be accessed unless they are logged in and added by the admin. Okay, so yes, when to access the courses, just to kind of clarify there, when you create a course, if you want to sort of hide these courses from your users, you can always go ahead and make them inactive. Okay, when the course is inactive, your users are not going to be able to see that course. They're not going to be able to access that course until you make it active again. So for example, we have an inactive Getting to Know Talent LMS course over here, and it's currently in inactive status. If we go over to the info tab over here, if we activate this course, then it's going to be made public for our users. They're going to be able to access it. Okay, if you need to have it kind of secured while you're working on it and not have anyone access it, you can always set it to inactive as well. So I hope that helps to answer your question. So I do have another question here. It's from Tammy. Tammy's asking about expired courses. A bit earlier in the webinar, we looked at expired courses together. And Tammy is asking if the users can actually access the courses after they've expired. Well, let's have a look together. If we go into, again, the flipped learning course that I set up, and let's go ahead over into the expiration date. So again, under the course options limits, if you have set up a time limit, so for this course, I've got 90 days, you do actually have an option here for the access retention. So if you want your users to retain access to the course materials after completing the course, so important there, they need to complete the course before it's expired. If you have this set up, when the course expires, your users will still be able to go back into the course and access the material. Okay, so this is this is exactly what you're looking for here, the access retention over there. So I hope that helps to answer your question. Now, we do have another question from John. John was asking about the categories, so I'm going to answer that very question very quickly. Categories are a way that you can essentially tag your courses under the different categories you want. It's very useful to visually help your users. You can find categories under the account and settings section, as you can see here. And here you can see the already created categories that I have and how many courses are under each category, for example. If you'd like to add a new category, you can type it in here, for example. Let's just do HR courses, for example. And that's how you can set these up. You can also even set up like a subcategory as well underneath that if you want to, or a parent category, sorry, that goes above that. So if you want to maybe set up a category on languages, for example, which is your parent category, and then you could, under that parent category, you could create new categories, for example, like Spanish or something like that. If you want to offer courses in different languages, that's something that you could definitely set up using the categories. And just to show you what that looks like for the learner, if I switch into my learner view over here, and go to my courses, this is you can enable the category view here. The learners can do this, and this is the categories that are showing to me here. So the courses in my courses, I have them displayed in the category view, so I know exactly which category they belong to. So it's a nice kind of visual help there for the users. Okay, I'm just having a look through the Q&A now. We do have a couple more. I see my good colleagues are on fire today answering these
Yes,
as well.
absolutely.
Anastasia, do you have a question you'd like to address?
Yes, I think I'm going to answer our last question because we have have a tight time today. So let me just share my screen and answer to Michael. Michael is worried about the upload limits of video and how much downloaded content can be given to a course. So let me answer both your questions with just saying that there's indeed a specific upload limit, and I will ask one of our dear colleagues, Irini and Yanis, to share the upload limits relevant article in the chat for Michael. And then, of course, if you are wondering how much content you can upload in a course, there is no limit there. So there you go. And yes, and I think we need to wrap up. So let me just change my screen very quickly because that is a wrap. Sorry for not answering more questions. Thank you for all your questions. Today you were on fire. So thank you for all the participation. And if you want to ask us more questions, you can send us an email to onboarding@talentlms.com. And of course, we will be very excited to see your comments. So feel free to click on the link you will find of our survey in the chat. And that was it. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, Irini. Thank you, Yanni. Thank you, Danny, of course.
Thank you, everybody.
So until next time, happy training.